Hernandez, Sally Port 10, where do you want your campers?
Are those the ones for Salinas Valley?
Okay, Hernandez, so those are ones for Salinas Valley? They're from the camp.
Eastgate.
Eastgate.
We're like 65, 75, 84, 94,
How
99.
many are we going to have at one time in here again? We're not going to have 120, are we?
108 on Wednesday.
108 bodies in here?
You know, so that'll be our busiest night.
Well, I'm ready in
We
Wednesday.
got 81 on Tuesday.
81 on Tuesday. That's a full load, man.
Bennett! 6-1. Go on all the way out the door. You got your stuff already?
I don't feel safe out here. Anything can happen. You know, seeing the helicopter come and take somebody out of here. They said he got stabbed over and over and over, and then finally, like, custody seen it, and then they came and stopped it, and supposedly he died. When it's your first time, somebody older tells you, hey, this is how we do it, this is what's going on. We're this color, you're this color. We have these tables, you guys have these tables. During this time, you guys can't walk back here. Things like that where the inmates that don't want anything to do with that were forced into it. Or inmates, when they come in reception, the officers and can't bunk up with another race and it's segregated.
So you got Mr. Sanchez?
T80.
315 low.
You know, once that changes, once those things start working out, it'll be better. And until that happens, it's on you. It's on you.
When I first came to Soledad, I was afraid. And I was 18. I didn't know what to expect, and when I got here, I just followed the rules. If you violate those rules, there's gonna be, as we call it, prison justice. And as I've matured and gotten older, I'd be like, some of these rules are just silly, but they're prison rules.
I don't know how far back it starts. With the gangs and the uprisings that took place, that there had to be some type of order. If one of us were weak, then we considered us all to be weak. So if we all stand strong and we all stood united, no one else would be able to prey upon us. Each race has their own standard that they put their own people under. And as long as you lived under those rules and codes, you guaranteed the protection from the unity that we all set.
The rules are to keep order. But the wild card is you never know what the next man is gonna do. The wild card is like the guy that bumps into you in the chow hall and you don't say excuse me and then you get hit in the back of the head with a tray and a riot kicks off.
You put me in a fish tank with other fish, the biggest fish is going to win. I'm going to carve out my spot. I'm going to make my place. It's not what you want to be, it's what you have to become to survive.
If you see a guy laying in the middle of the yard, he's been stabbed, you can't go to him and help him. You gotta walk right by him and act like you don't see him. Because if you do get involved, now you're in a position where you stuck your nose in somebody else's business. And now it's your turn to probably be that person laying on the yard, bleeding out. This is a cost, you live with it. And you don't forget the faces. And you don't forget the days. You remember these things for years.
Charlie 24345 Alpha, be advised, that's it for dining hall 2. You have one in the pill line.
We traditionally have housed black inmates with black inmates, white inmates with white inmates, Southern Hispanic inmates with Southern Hispanics, Northern Hispanics with Northern Hispanics, others with others. We have done that as a means to control the violence, and we were fairly successful with it as a tool. And we may have shot ourselves in the foot 50 years ago when we first started doing this.
Grab a seat.
Thank you.
CDC number.
F24843.
You got any questions for us?
When I came to Tracy and they asked what I was, and when I said other, they said, well, where are you from? And I said, from here up here. They said, you're north, right? And then that's why.
They put you down. That's
Yeah,
how it is.
that's why they put me in.
Well, with Mexicans and being incarcerated, you're a northern or a southerner.
That's what he
There's
told
no
me.
really middle ground.
So
He's
then-
telling you the truth.
I got in a fight with my cellie and 4 of them retaliated.
Yeah, that's how it
One of
goes
them
down.
had-
All right.
You know, he might not have been a racist prior to prison, but when they come to prison, they make you a racist. You know, so they might not feel that in their heart, but they're gonna have to go with it.
Send them down, let's get them rolling. Hands behind their back, make sure they face the wall. Starting on the 3rd tier, and we're pulling out all the Northern Hispanics, and then we're gonna double back and do the white inmates. And then after we clear out all the white inmates, we'll do the black inmates. Then we'll do all the guys that are in general population that we don't have to cuff up.
YDOTs, come out! YDOTs!
Big man, were you able to make contact with some of the other institutions that we're going to get some help?
Yes.
Great.
I'll talk to you.
All right. Excellent. Thanks, Mike. I have been comfortable with the amount of power that I have had at each different level. I never really thought about it a whole lot, to tell you the truth. Well, did the president call?
No.
Good. It just seemed to be part of the job in terms of the responsibilities for each level, and I was eager to assume those responsibilities.
Just want to show you some stuff from yesterday when they were cell searching.
What do you got? I'm more interested in cultural change here. than I am policy change.
And see when they found this.
The policy is going to change. There's nothing I can do to control that. Cultural change, on the other hand, requires a much greater investment of your personal time and energies and efforts.
All right, ABP. ABPs, come on back.
You don't go seek to find friends here. You know, if you run into somebody, you run into somebody, but you don't seek out friendships.
You try to be secretive in here to a degree. You don't want too many people getting close to you. And, you know, you take too much of a liking to a person, if something happens, then, you know, you can't help him. Therefore, you just try to have that sense of not caring.
My name is John Grillo. Most of you know me as New York. They offered AVP to the inmates, and I figured, well, as a lifer, I need some groups. So this will work well for me. I'm just gonna send them a slip. They'll send me back a denial, and then I'll be able to say to the parole board, see, I tried.
This workshop, AVP workshop, it's a experiential workshop. We're gonna learn techniques and tools to use to lead a nonviolent lifestyle. You'll see a situation occurring, and you can be the factor that causes that situation not to escalate into violence. I came to prison when I was 18. The person that sits before you today is not the same 18-year-old immature, impulsive kid, because I wasn't a man by no measure at 18. Now, what I'm gonna actually do is have the ones form a circle in the middle of the room with your chairs facing outward. Right now, the outside circle is gonna be the listeners. The inside circle will be the speakers. Topic again is someone I admire and why. And your time starts now.
I find myself standing up and being the man that I am today.
My aunt has always been the one to take care of everybody. She's the matriarch for the family. Throughout my incarceration, she's been here for me.
The person that I look for in quality is look for a person that's got some type of integrity and stands up for what he believes in. And he's going to be there when he needs to be there because he knows that what I'm doing is the right thing that I'm doing.
Okay, can I get you to reform a group circle again? Did you find it difficult to talk or listen for 2 minutes without changing roles?
It was awkward trying to spend 3 minutes just talking about myself.
You know, see, you know how we are. We be on the yard. It ain't nothing to talk about nonsense all the time. We can just run off with the mouth till somebody tell us to quiet up. But when you just really get down to you, what you like about you, you really have to think about it, and you really have to really come out with it. Because it's in there, but you know, you just really don't think, I don't really think about that much.
Community building requires communication. Community building requires trust. And all of these exercises interlink.
When I point to somebody, I'll say, skunk, 1, 2, 3. He covers his nose, and you guys turn all the way around and go like this. Wag your little skunk tail. Okay? Helicopter, 1, 2, 3. Skunk, 1, 2, 3. Helicopter.
Acting like skunks and all that. I'm a grown man, you know, seemed too childish to me. And that was like downgrading me, and I didn't want to participate in it, so.
In here, there's, 1,000 different personalities, so there's bound for something to happen. And unless there's some kind of respect or known way of doing things, everybody's gonna bump heads. And if this guy bumps heads with somebody else, it affects you because they're races and groups and so on and so on. It kind of needs to be the way it is, or else it'd just be chaos in here. A lot of what I have on my neck or on my skin has to do with where I'm from. It tells a lot about your culture, you're gang-related or not, or, a lot to do with pride. It's kind of like I'd say like a military person has their uniform and they have their medals and they have their stripes. I'm a Southerner, so we have a pride issue thing, you know. It's a reflection of how you are as a group.
Go. Go. Okay.
I feel anointed. That's good.
And find your group. Yes, you should have been passed out.
There are certain lines you can't cross. But also we've learned in ABP that the tools we learn in there allow us to be able to cross some of those lines. Being comfortable with a guy from another race, being able to understand that although we're different racially, economically, we come from different geographical locations and our backgrounds are different, we have a lot in common. And the things that we do in the workshop allow us to be able to break some of those barriers.
Good seeing you. I miss you guys. How's Paulie? Good.
You know, we live by a certain convict code, and when those rules are broken, they're expected to be dealt with in a violent manner. Because if I'm violent with that person, then the next guy won't look into my cell because they'll say, well, did you see what he did to that guy that last looked in his cell?
No telling.
For us, it's power. For us, it's power. It's the courts have taken away our freedom. The administration takes away our movement. So what do? We strike back amongst ourselves. Who will be dominant over ourselves?
I don't think it's dominance. At least from my culture, from a black standpoint. Something that I learned the hard way was, it does take a bigger man to walk away. And I didn't get it. You walk away from a fight, that means you're a wimp. It's not true. You walk away from a fight, it means you actually used your mind.
Yep.
I have a responsibility to my family, to my wife, my daughter, my mother. It's more important than that pride, the macho image, the facade that we all put up.
This recorded call is from an inmate at a California correctional facility.
I didn't remember what your shift was today, so I just went on and called.
Okay.
Mom's call?
You have 120 seconds left on this call.
Okay.
Right, was your mom supposed to call me?
No, I was just wondering because since I was doing this workshop, I hadn't had a chance to call her.
Okay, hold on, honey. Hold on.
Okay.
Tell him to call me back later because I'm on my cell phone. I'm busy.
Yeah.
Wait.
Huh?
Oh, they all gotta wait. I'm talking to you. They all gotta wait.
I love you, sweetheart.
I love you too.
How are you today? All right. We're going to start with Mr. Joseph from the Mental Health Department. He's going to ask you about your mental health.
Hi, Mr. Vasquez. How are you?
I'm all right.
Do you have any mental health issues or problems at this moment?
I'm just depressed.
Depressed.
I asked to go see a doctor, but nothing came of
Okay,
it.
I will talk to you after the ICC.
Oh, okay.
Are you thinking about hurting yourself or hurting others?
No.
Do you know how to contact the mental health department in case of emergency, right?
I'm sorry?
Do you know how to contact the mental health department in case of emergency?
Yeah, but they don't respond, so. I'm sorry. In 2004, I was sent to North Yard, and they wanted my paperwork. And this was.
Well, when you say your paperwork,
yes.
The 128G?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, well, that's a 128G. It lists all your case factors, including your conviction for the rape offense.
Yes.
Okay, go on.
I didn't have it, so.
Well, I would hope you wouldn't show it.
No, I wouldn't.
Inmates do what we call checking paperwork. They actually want to know what they were committed to prison for.
Yeah.
Do they do that at North? Different ethnic groups will not live with inmates that have committed certain types of crimes. All right. And they assault them on sight. You asked to be placed in the hole because of some fear for your personal safety.
Right. Shipping me out of here to another GP yard isn't going to solve my problem.
Here's the issue. I'm trying to keep you in a general population housing setting if at all possible. If you go SNY, which is Sensitive Needs Yard, that's what that stands for, you're stuck there. I can't do anything else with your program. You got to always be housed in a sensitive needs yard environment. It's like protective custody.
Are you aware of what other inmates are going to be housed in a sensitive needs yard?
Victims of assaults, high-profile sex offender.
That's right.
Sex offenders, former law enforcement officers, gang dropouts. Well, we have to make you be sure that you know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
And you're able to live with those kind of guys, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll probably live better with them than I will with a bunch of gangbangers.
You're going to go SNY at this point. That means you don't have any reason to fear them. It also means that you can't go put them in check. You can't, be a gangster with them because they got the same problems you got. It also means that you can double cell with them. I've actually done this for 34 years. And I've worked at 7 different prisons. My perspectives on inmates have changed over the years. When I walk into Central, the main corridor there, you cannot help but be struck by the age of the inmate. You know he's been there most of his life. You got to ask yourself, what could this person have been had they made a different decision? We as a society should ask ourselves too, what have we missed? What have we missed? If you could pull them out of their gang mentality or the protections they perceive to be around them out of that gang environment and provide them with some tools, I think we get a different guy that way.
What we're going to ask you to do is think of an adjective, a word that describes you, that's positive, that begins with the same sound as your name. So I'm maternal Mimi. So I'll give you a minute just to think of an adjective, a positive attribute that either you have or that you are attaining to have.
I'll begin. I'm Sincere Sam, and I chose my adjective name because in all that I do and all that I say, I try to be as sincere as possible in all my actions. And I will pass it off to Temperate Tim.
Okay, I chose Temperate Tim. I chose temperate not so much to describe myself as I see myself now, but as I'd like to be.
I'm confused, Kean. At the time I chose my name, I was confused as to what we was gonna do.
Sean is Sean. Something you don't know about me is that I fear that one of my parents is gonna die before I'm able to get out of prison and show them that, I am the man that they raised me to be.
Something you don't know about me is I don't like groups. I don't like being in a crowd of people. I really never learned how.
I can sit here and listen to whatever he says, and it means so much in my brain. I'm listening, but when it comes time to talk, it's just like I get confused. Then I start stuttering, and then I feel Lost.
I'm respect for Reggie. Wow, something you don't know about me is is a fear of never getting up out of here.
You glad you came?
Yeah. Glad I came, glad I participated.
That make two of us.
For me? Oh, I know.
I get this is I get this is where I get my fulfillment. Yeah.
Right now. Yeah.
See,
Particularly with me.
watching you build that path, as
Yeah.
you said.
We have the ability to empathize. We have the ability to understand what another person's feeling, and what we're trying to do with the I statement is appeal to that part of them.
You're trying to communicate how you are feeling. It's not a you, it's an I.
It's an I see, okay.
So how
Something
do you
I'm
feel?
feeling.
Yeah, how do you feel? What do you need? And what would you like?
So what I would like to happen
is that you be more respectful to me and not make noise.
or maybe step over here and talk. So what I'd like to see is that you talk more quietly.
Yeah, that'll go well. On the big prison yard.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, what the best?
Butterflies and flowers, pretty little.
When you try to speak nicely to these guys in here, they don't understand nice. Excuse me, man, you pass the pepper, please. They don't understand that. But if you reach across the table and slap the dog out of them, they understand that.
I know how you feel when you say that, but we've come up with a way to confront them using the iMessage formula. Okay?
I've been in California prison now for 22 years, 11 months. I've been to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 California prisons and 1 out-of-state, interstate compact.
I was at Corcoran when the gladiator schools were going on, the gladiator arenas, where staff would come by and they would want you to participate in fighting with another race for their reasons and your own reasons. I know that I went willingly and participated in the things that I participated in. After so much of that piles up inside of you, you don't know anything other than it. You only know how to handle things violently. I can make you see that the sky is orange. It's not blue. You can't tell me it's blue because I'll beat you up until it is orange, until you say it's orange.
I've always known him to be one of the fellas that are able to keep my yard in check. There's just me and my partner on this yard. We'll probably have almost 1,000 inmates. You know, he's always been good about talking to the whites. And if I have problems, I'll talk to him, to talk to them, to get anything done.
I've been down for 19 years. I'm incarcerated for second-degree murder, which was gang-related. I went to the board and was denied parole 8 times.
I know Sam Lewis since 1989 when I was working in Echo Wing. He was young, he was very aggressive. At that time we were level 3 and he was an extremely violent person. You had the feeling at all times that you had to keep your eye on him because you never know what threat he could be.
I remember specifically the moment when I decided to change. It was March 13th, 1994. On March 10th, 1994, I had gotten into a fight. So on the 13th, my daughter comes down to visit me. I'm in the hole. And in the hole, my daughter's never seen me chained up, shackled. My daughter said, "Why can't I hug you, Daddy?" And I told her what Daddy got into some trouble. She said, "Well, what happened?" I said, "Well, I got into a fight." Then she said, "Well, will you promise me you won't fight anymore?" And I made a promise to her that day. After we visited, I went back, and the first thing I thought, I made a promise to her. How am I going to keep this promise? I took AVP the first time in 1992, basic class. Since then, I've been continuing to work with AVP, being active in it, teaching more guys to use the tools that AVP offers. That keeps me on that path home.
Well, you know who you have as ring safety officer.
I already got it done.
Okay, cool. Mr. Colley?
The stabbing assault that occurred in Whitney last week, we've, of course, got the assailant. He was in the cell. We also found 2 or 3 other inmates that were involved in that, so we placed them in ADSEG. The riot between the North and Whites, we're still going through an incremental unlock. We're up to critical workers now.
Very good. As many of you are aware, I was at the warden's meeting last week. Mr. Kernan talked to us about the relationship with the courts. You can't thumb your nose at the courts. That you just can't. The department has literally been under siege from the courts for some time now. Changing course and trying to do the right thing is going to present some serious challenges for us. Have you started integrating the dorms yet?
We are having a real time trying to find level 2 qualified inmates to go into the dorm, so we're still in the process of finding inmates that meet that criteria.
Okay.
So,
I believe that cell integration is something whose time has come, but it is going to be difficult for us because for so many years we have allowed de facto segregation and we have participated in that segregation.
What happens inside the cell will automatically impact what goes on the yard. And I don't think when the judges made that decision, they considered all these things.
In cell integration, you're taking a person and you're going to make him do things that he doesn't want to do. You're going to make him put on a show for those that are around him.
There are a lot of people that probably wouldn't have a problem with integrated housing as an individual, but you don't have a lot of people functioning as an individual in prison. You're accountable to your people. You're not an individual. You're accountable to somebody else.
Yeah, but John, you told me that they're still, 3 weeks after the fact, they're still gaffling guys up
They
for
took
this?
2 guys out of my wing today.
Well, the original incident was 2 guys beat up an old man, right?
Allegedly getting jumped on by a bunch of whites that they supposedly didn't see who did. That's what the problem
Okay,
is.
I always thought they had everyone involved. For what happened 3 weeks ago?
Yes.
They're saying, what the word is that I was told today is that till someone comes forward and tells them what they want to hear, they intend to keep on locking up the people that they think are implied.
Knuckleheads or,
Right. That's what they're doing. But they're saying that during the investigation, they've received all this information, confidential information, and they're saying that they want to know why this happened and who it happened from.
Johnny!
Check that out.
I had to drag him down here. Come on.
I'm just stressed out.
I'm the dark guy.
You know, all this drama that's going on.
You go to a meeting today?
I went to the meeting. It says, you know, no one's cooperating here. Yeah. And so we're going to keep locking people up. You and I have talked, and I've talked to John because I respect your opinion above all.
Well,
If the yard has my back, then I'm cool.
the people that matter do. That call.
Yeah.
We can't make that call in this situation that's going on.
What I'm talking to him about is a different. I'm talking about those that know me.
I
that know my integrity.
that you're not. I got your back.
Yeah. So do I. There it is.
I got your back, but the yard can't have your back.
No, I understand.
Right.
It's not with the people who know you.
But yeah, it's just all the other guys that don't know you.
Yeah, it's all the other. Yeah, it's all the other idiots.
Don't worry about it, John. You can handle it.
You can handle the peer pressure.
I
Just
live for
duck.
that. That's why I
Yeah,
thrive.
don't worry about it, John. Just duck. They can't do nothing to you.
Society wants to see this.
Excuse me, everyone.
I don't think society.
I always told myself I'm this man and you can't tell me nothing. And I called home one day, man, from Folsom and told my mama they up in there doing some things. I only dreamed about it. And she was like, well, you always wanted to be a man. And that's what she told me. She said, you always wanted to be a man, now go on and play with the men.
Man up, man up. The thing about these youngsters that's coming out now, they're not afraid of nothing. They don't care what you say out your mouth. You know how they watch you. And the way you act will determine if they're going to respect you.
Them youngsters is afraid of something. They're afraid of change.
As youngsters, we take a lot of things for granted because we don't see the bigger picture. When you're in life, you stuck on the street or block. You know what I'm saying? You defending something that don't even belong to you. You know what I'm saying? You're so stuck in the rut and everything that you're doing is so exciting, man. When you get through enough experience and you see enough heartache, when you see your mom's crying, you know what I'm saying? When you see your mom's falling on the courtroom floor, your daughter graduating from high school, college, what have you, you ain't spent a day with her, you ain't never held her in your arms. You know what I'm saying? Then you start knowing the value of change, man, and what you need to do in order to ensure that you will be out there to experience a lot of things that you've been missing out on.
Right.
Unfortunately, most people don't realize that most of the experience is coming out of this medical stuff. And here I am doing my job, trying to support my family, and I got these astronomical medical bills, and these guys get it on the house. But I still have a long time to do. It'll eventually have to get better.
Yeah, there's a lot of time before we can retire. A lot of people going right now, too.
They're the lucky ones.
What is your thoughts on how well we're going to be able to do this, how well staff are going to respond to it?
If we just let these people say, no, I'm not going to do it, and then we subsequently house them in another cell, I don't think the plan's going to work. Because everybody's going to see it, and everybody's going to say, I refuse, and what are they going to do about it? We have to have
I really, at a lieutenant's level, don't understand why it's being set forth.
Honestly, I don't know.
Shoot, I'm amazed that two men can be in the same cell together as long as they are. You know, I don't know if I could be in the same cell with my wife as long as they are.
Mr. Anderson, here you go. We'll be passing these out to MAC at noon today. It will also be shown on the... As we try to implement the court's decree, we're going to have some rocky days. Society has that core value. Institutions are especially difficult bastion to try to implement that core value. I worry that I will not have enough time between now and the time that I retire to do everything that I want to do here.
Hey, I can feel it.
Although I'm not a military man, I see a lot of similarities that we deal with on an everyday basis in here. Because I think we've all been in these situations here. Maybe different outfits, different uniforms. But I've held many of friends in my arms like this. Okay. A lot of us live in the battlefield. We don't want change. You know, and we feel that we need to be strong, and we're going to be here, and that we need to be strong people around us, and it goes back to that only the strong survive.
This is my partner.
At any given time, it could just turn. Racial riot between black and whites. I'm potentially giving somebody a key to my weakness. I'm giving him parts of me.
Hey, Ms. Curry, I have Valenzuela up in the patio for committee, so if you're ready, I can bring him in. I'm going to have a seat right there in that chair. Thank you. So I'm going to read some information for the captain. Just hold off your questions until I'm done, and we're going to state what we're going to do for you while you're here, okay?
Hey.
We should address the integrated housing code as well.
You do not have a problem selling with all races?
Yeah, I do have a problem selling with blacks.
You have a problem
The integrated housing policy is being rolled out right now. We are in the process of coding inmates.
So at this time, we have you RE, which means you're eligible to house with anyone.
Any race.
Now, if along the way there develops a problem or you refuse a cellie, then what we do is we take progressive disciplinary action.
What's your age right now?
46.
While incarcerated, jail, prison, have you ever been in a race-based incident? Give me some examples.
Yes, I have.
Tell me what happened.
It was a drug debt. They decided that they were going to deal with the white on the yard. I told them that they weren't going to deal with the white on the yard.
Okay.
And they decided that it would be easier for them to remove me from the situation than it would be to deal with the situation, so they sent a few of their torpedoes after me.
You say you can house with anybody, correct?
I'm saying I'm not refusing to house with anyone. Given the choice, I want no one.
We're discussing the cell integration, the policy that's coming. How will it impact us? How will it affect us? What are our choices?
The administrations over the years have resorted on the old standard of divide and conquer. If we are fighting amongst ourselves, then we're not fighting against them. And so they've let it happen.
That's the catch-22 of the whole system. You refuse to sell with somebody from another race, you get a write-up for doing so, and when we go to the board, since most of us here are lifers, they say, no, you're not suitable for society. Flip side of that is you agree to sell with somebody from another race, and then some other devoted racist yahoo attacks you, and you end up with a 115 for getting in a fight, and once again, you're not suitable for society.
What would you do if your life was put in jeopardy? You would defend yourself. And then what happens if you come out the winner? Not only are you the winner, but now you're the aggressor. And now you don't go home. And you look at this 20 years or 10 years or 15 years you've got clean, steadily preparing yourself to reintegrate into society, and it's all down the tubes because you were forced into a situation that had you had a choice, you would not have gone into.
When we were in county jail, the living was not segregated. Yeah. And we got along all right then.
You cannot ask a black that come out of South Central to sell you up with a Sereno. It's not gonna work. If you go in there and go to sleep and get your head chopped off, hey, that's something that you asked for because you know you wasn't supposed to be up in there. That's the way it is.
They're really not gonna enforce it. You know, I've heard cops saying they don't want the problems. They're gonna you're just gonna live as you are, and it's on paper, it's gonna be down as integrated living.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is called the heater incident.
These guys are cellies right here, and these guys are cellies. Well, somebody keeps turning the heat on without saying anything, and it gets hot. So tempers are gonna flare.
Man, is this wall hot again, man? I know these dudes ain't turning this damn heat back up, man.
Man, I'm getting tired of them, man. I don't know what they tripping on, man.
I know it got to be that Mad Dog, because he think he bad, man.
Man, that fool be tripping, man.
Mike in the door. Mad Dog, you turn this damn heat on again, man.
Hey, shut up, man.
I'll show you when I come
Man,
out.
it's cold.
Why y'all keep disrespecting us like that, man?
You gonna tell me police when they come back?
Come down. You remember the other day down there in Y Wing?
Yeah.
It was a similar situation like this. And they got in an argument, and one of them wound up dead.
You got to let us know something, man. What are you down there
What's
talking
going on, man? What's going on? What are we gonna do about this situation?
I wanted some respect, man. If I'm cold, I want a little bit of heat.
Why don't I walk down there, get the officer to open the pipe chase, possibly crack your door so some air could come in, turn the heat down, and then it don't have to be like that.
What was going through your mind when Mellow Man came by and offered his assistance?
He was getting in my business, man. He ain't had no business in my business. We were talking to our neighbors, man. He come from nowhere, man, and just jump in our business, in our mix, man. I don't understand that. This is what prisoners come to, man.
Okay, are you satisfied with the outcome, though?
Nah, man, I ain't happy. Man, I ain't no punk, man. I ain't no punk. I don't know why they trying to punk me, man.
But
all I wanted was some cold air, man. I was sweating.
But they
man.
agreed to do that, aren't you?
Yeah, but man, man, it's like they punked us, man.
Let me ask you this: when Mellow Man came by and offered to mediate the situation, how did you feel about that?
Mellow Man, he all right, man. He all right. He did pretty good, man. If it wasn't for him, man, I think I'd have to get my thing up out my locker, man.
That was you, right?
That felt for real. Yeah. I'm serious. That felt for real. You guys did good.
See you tomorrow. Good night. Good night.
Good night, guys.
Yeah, keys. Can I have a little video so everything's good to go? So I'll look into it a little more.
And we got about 4 interviews we need to do tonight. I feel a lot of times we're kind of being hung out to dry. Okay, you got to make it work, but you're not telling me how to make it work.
All right, I'll see you guys in the morning then. All right, Jen.
Sign out?
Yeah, I signed out.
Especially like the integration. When it came out, the form was supposed to have been done by a certain date. It was basically a rush job.
I think the main resistance to the cell integration has to do with the fact that nobody wants to get hurt. I know I don't want to come to work going, oh, I'm going to have to move those 2 guys in today, and then I got to jump in there and get hurt or anything else to keep these guys apart.
When it does take place, I hope it's my day off. I'm not here for day 1 and 2. Yeah.
You know, some will say, well, you're the warden. Can't you just wave a wand and make it happen? The answer to that is no, I can't. I'm neither king, president, or God. I manage this facility, but I cannot do it without the assistance of my staff, and I cannot do it without their investment in what my vision is for this prison.
5 more minutes, 5 more minutes.
Well, we're on lockdown today because they were doing interviews for that new integrated housing program we're doing. And then we were also doing interviews for the inmates in Rainier Hall because they dropped a note on one of the officers making death threats. So they were doing a threat assessment. Jordan, stand down. Rainier Sally Port, last in Sally Port 5-3 Alpha. Let me know when all staff are back in place.
You tell me why you were swinging your arms?
Yes, sir. I was telling the black inmates to get back. I had the victim. I grabbed the victim out of 12 Hispanic inmates. 12 Hispanic inmates was beating this man down. They was about to smash him into the table. I grabbed this man by the collar, sir, ripped him up out of the inmates, spun him around, and dropped him on top of the table.
They've charged you with participation in a riot.
And that's how all this came about. That's how come everybody got me up in here locked up for this. At no time did I ever aggress on anybody, man. All I did was save the dude. That's it. I didn't do nothing else.
All right. You do have a disciplinary history.
Yes, sir, but I don't have any aggressive disciplinary history.
Well, that would depend probably on your perspective. So.
Grooming standards, I'm talking about nothing against staff.
All
Nothing
right.
against
You don't have any other participations in a riot.
Right,
I'll give you that. Why are you going on a hunger strike?
Because I was extremely upset with the fact that nobody would take down my testimony. The officers only had a second, so they only caught the end of the incident. They didn't catch anything else.
All right, I'm cracking with you.
Okay.
All right. All right. We need to refer to the CSR for the shoe audit.
30 days. Okay. What I have is that you were involved in a fight at North's facility with another inmate. Following the fight, when staff was trying to escort you away, you spit and blood and saliva hit the face of a few officers.
Yes.
Okay. So you're actually placed in ad seg for battering on a peace officer.
You're here because staff believe that you battered them by spitting into the wind, which there necessarily struck them in the face. I don't quite see that.
You gotta wait for the
We're not
disciplinary
retaining
process.
him here in this.
You gotta wait for the disciplinary process to take its course.
Through the 115. You still have a 115 in your file for the mutual combat. Okay, it looks at your score is 50 points right now. That 115 is gonna make you a level 4. Okay, if you're found guilty of that, then you'll be going back to committee over there. They'll be looking at future housing.
Escort. So we take our chairs?
Now, I'll tell you what to do with the chairs. Everybody stand up. I'm going to move the chairs around, and then I'll tell you what to do next.
Who's the two?
I'm putting 2 chairs in the middle. If we say jailbreak, that means everybody's got to go. Okay?
We gotta stay linked, George?
Got to stay linked.
Jailbreak.
Last one.
Jailbreak.
It was great to walk out of those groups and hear a guy say, you know, hey man, you know, I heard what you said in there, you know, or I understand, or, you know, thank you. You know, that meant a lot. That meant a lot. Yeah. I'm still trying to learn emotions. I'm still trying to figure out where they are or what they are. Before, I only had like on and off. And now I understand that there's a whole range of all these other types of things that you're supposed to deal with in the day-to-day society.
You all right otherwise? All right.
It's hard. It's hard to live 2 lives.
And we're trying to figure it, we're trying to piece it all together.
If you don't mind, and make sure you don't dump the fish out, just the one.
Make sure I don't dump the fish out. Just you want to keep the oil.
Nah, you don't want the oil in there. Oil's not all
That's oil, man. You don't want the oil.
You want the, yes, you do. It's bad for your cholesterol. I know. Okay, y'all want to keep the oil in it. So you hold it.
We ain't gonna kill you.
You want to keep the oil in it, keep the oil in it. Oil's not good for you. Have you had your cholesterol checked? Yeah. And what was it?
It wasn't that high.
How high was it?
I was safe, so
I was safe.
I really don't believe
I stopped the pastries. I gave up pastries.
Yes.
See, that's why we need the oil, man. The oil is
not
here.
oil, it's water.
It ain't no water in
It
there.
is. It's called brine. It's salt water.
Oh my God.
It's gonna be dry if you don't put the rest of that water in. We got rice and soups in there.
Too much water.
It tastes like gumbo.
Not too much water.
Too much oil. See, the oil stop.
Concentric circles, we're going to do, inside group's going to speak to the outside group for 3 minutes. We're going to pick a topic, a time when I succumbed to peer pressure in a negative way. Everybody understand the question?
Most of my mind, I know from being in gangs, dealing with gangs and stuff like that, peer pressure is your common ally. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be negative peer pressure, positive peer pressure.
Self-preservation comes in and kicks in everything that we do. I mean, in a perfect world, you're right. I'd be able to walk away and turn the other cheek and say, you know what?
But we don't live in a perfect world. I understand and agree with what you're saying, but on the flip side of it, you still got those skills.
If you're on a basketball court and somebody elbows you, you get a spur of the moment thing, you retaliate. You know, just because you and I may have more tools to use, doesn't mean that it takes away from our instinct.
But those tools are what separate us from those who don't have the tools.
You right?
Would anybody like to share the answer to the last question? Feeling the unspoken power of peer pressure.
We was all out of town, making quick money. And I lost about 2 ounces, an ounce and a half, 2 ounces, But I chalked it up to the game. I mean, because my goal was bigger than what it was. But later on, that night, the days we go by, we kicking it, homies and everything. Like, man, the boy got you for this? You gonna let him slide like that? And it was something that was kept being said, right? I'm like, oh, man, I ain't really tripping. So I seen him one day, and he was gambling, because we out of town, so they giving us the little $5 hard Coca-Cola bottle. So I picked up one, and I continued to smash him in the head, because I felt that that was needed to be done, And I never looked at that unspoken peer pressure, I never looked at it like that until I was sharing it with Mighty Mike.
We all have made people do things against their will. I mean, if we want to own it or not, I know I have. I've made white individuals in the prison system do things that they would not normally do in a normal situation. And if I had to dress it up with bows and in the name or in the fatherhood or however I had to dress it up, I dressed it up, but I was giving those orders and direction under a peer pressure that I may have been under, but not letting those people know.
Hey, fellas, we out of time. Thank you. See you around. See you on the yard. Appreciate it. Till our next mini workshop, stay with AVP.
You all right, Doug? Yep. You need anything?
AVP is my nemesis.
All right.
Every time that I don't have to deal with the situation violently, it intimidates me.
I'll see you later.
All right, Andre.
Violence is what I spent most of my life knowing.
I talked to my neighbor.
And now I'm using something else.
Yeah, I know. You did it. Why? You want to rough me up? Yeah, there's the camera. Oh, don't hit me. Don't hit me again. Oh, ow, ow. Don't hit me again. Oh, man, God damn. You didn't have to do that.
The system is real big but real small. You run into a lot of the same people over and over again. And they're just like you, they understand you know what I mean? People watching this or whatever, they'll say, I can't understand that, but the people in here, they all understand each other. They all have the same story in one way or another. All the times I've been only out for like 90 days. So it's more like a vacation getting out, and then this is pretty much like my home. So it seems at times. Usually when we get out, they kind of put you in the same environment that got you here. So it's really hard not to go back to the same things you do, because you get out, you don't have anything, period. No money, nothing. And a lot of people that don't have an education or have a drug habit, it's really hard for them to go out there and look for a job when they're not even confident in being able to stay clean for a day or two, you know what I mean? So you're you're bound to come back.
This youngster here is gonna go out and sell dope because his daddy sold dope. His uncle sold dope. He was raised in the street. That's the only thing he knows. He don't know nothing about going to school, dating a nice girl, going out to dinner. He don't know nothing about that. He was raised in the street. What happened? What happened to Pops? Pops went to prison. If you were to just say, okay, we're gonna stop the world right here. We're gonna stop it. Okay, we're gonna make sure all the kids is fed. We're gonna make sure they have 2 parents. We're gonna make sure they have an education. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be no racial segregation, none of that. All right, we're gonna do away with all that. You got that? You got that? All right, start it back up. It would still take 2 generations, at least 2 generations, to get stuff halfway back to normal.
See where you're at, so I don't double count you. Name last 2?
Key, 96.
Name last 2?
Malone, 4-6.
All right.
Recently, what we did with AVP, Judicious John drew up some bylaws so that we could start an inmate activity group. After drawing up the bylaws, we had an election at which time I was voted in chairman. The vote didn't go the way some people felt that it should have went.
And I was upset, sure. I was upset with that because for me, AVP this was going to be the land that I didn't do the wrong things. This was going to be the place where how I thought things were supposed to be done. You know, I wasn't going to use backroom tactics, and I wasn't going to intimidate anybody, and I wasn't going to talk to anybody, you know, previous to it. I thought everybody would be on the same page.
He did an excellent job, and I can understand a position when a person puts that much work into a project, feeling a sense of entitlement. But the vote was done democratically.
I was hurt. I really was hurt. You know, I was hurt. I felt that the rug was pulled out from underneath my feet.
Growing AVP is more important than a position. And I offered to step down because I felt if that would bring healing, I'd do it. And I wouldn't have any hard feelings about it. Some of the facilitators told me, we voted for you and we don't want you to step down. And I was torn between stepping down and the frustration that I felt because some people didn't agree with it.
I don't know what the cost to me is going to be. I know that I don't have that zone for me anymore.
You can see it right here at the top. Or actually, that's probably the bottom.
Okay.
He's cut all the way through it.
Shit.
Both top and bottom.
Then he starts on the outside expanded metal first. And once he gets those cuts almost all the way through, then he comes in and he starts on the inside bars from the outside.
Yeah.
What I want you guys to do this morning, there are a few things in this business that'll make your heart sink, and that's one of them. It goes right to the core of what we do, why we are employed, and why we have prisons and run prisons.
There's no way that you can describe several officers coming to your door, stripping you out in front of another individual, telling you to open up your mouth, wiggle your fingers, look under your tongue, rub your gums, lift up your genitals, turn around, lift the bottom of your feet, wiggle your toes, bend over, and cough. How did I have anything? What did I do to deserve that? What did I do to deserve that?
My hands have been tied, and the situation is such that I'm going to act.
Right now, we're on a lockdown. Why it's a lockdown while everybody else is out playing. No one likes to see everybody else go on with their day-to-day activity while I'm not. And then you talk about integrated selling. Oh, that would be great.
me to live with another race while he goes out and plays all day, I'm locked in the cell.
You know, you can like it, you can dislike it. It really doesn't matter.
Well, the administration's going to do what they have to do and was ordered by the court to do. And as inmates and convicts in the prison system, we're going to do what we have to do.
Southern California prisons remain on lockdown after a massive riot at the state prison in Chino. There is significant fire damage to one of the prison housing units. Dozens of inmates were hurt.
Here in California, a riot tore apart a prison. More than 175 people were injured, and it's just the latest in a series of problems facing California's prison system.
You can find one of the last great bastions of racial segregation in this country.
And it all broke down by race. Officials believe the unrest began between the black inmates and Latino inmates, but in the end, all of the races were injured in the riot and consumed by it.
They are under a court order to desegregate the California prisons. Was that a factor in the riot?
I've been to 7 institutions in 35 years, and I've seen different forms of operations. There is more than one way to skin the cat. A yard might be the yard that we designate to start the process of transferring general population inmates out to make room for the SNY inmates that we are going to be getting. The SNY population is much less likely to become involved in physical acts of violence because they're just happy to not be in an environment where they have to worry about their physical safety every minute of the day. I wouldn't say that the department made a concession. I think the department has recognized that isolating that group of individual from other general population inmates is probably something that protects us from lawsuits. It allows us to create a safer environment for those people. It's an opportunity for us to fully integrate 1/3 of this entire population. You gotta like that opportunity.
I just went to the board about a week ago and was found unsuitable for parole for 1 year. And more than anything, the sadness comes from feeling that I disappointed my family. Immediately after leaving the boardroom, the first thing you think about is calling my wife, my mother, my daughter, my sisters, and letting them know that we have another year to go to the next hearing.
Well, I went to the parole board today, and they gave me a 2-year denial. They said that I needed to they said that they weren't happy with the psych evaluation. I needed to work on parole plans and try to humble myself as a participant instead of a facilitator in AVP, which they commended me on. They thought it was well worth the program, and they spoke highly of it, but they I don't know where it really came from. I thought the hearing went well. For some reason at the end it kind of changed.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah.
I'm going to ask you both to close your eyes. Get relaxed. Now, the person in the outside, you may now open your eyes. Look at this person in front of you who has the same desire you have to feel good and safe and loved, who has the same will to survive, the same desire you do to make sense of their life. Take this rare opportunity to look at this person without embarrassment. Look into his face. You may see clues that reveal traces of sadness, hope, fear, and loss, like having loved someone who died or left. See all the common experiences you share of being hurt, of being lonely, of being scared, of feeling worthless, and yes, of the things that have brought happiness to your heart, moments of joy, pride, and of the yearning we all have to love and be loved.
I went to sleep.
You did?
But it was good to know that I can do that with him. I was able to let my guard down and just go to sleep. And I don't usually just go to sleep around anybody.
What about when your eyes were open and watching him? What was that like for you?
You see yourself as a reflection. Might not be the same color, but you see yourself.
For us to be able to do this, it's something. I mean, because to be able to just say, you know what, okay, I'm gonna close my eyes and say, okay, whatever. I mean, that's not just a smallest thing that you just can do on any given day. Everybody that's been down for a lot of years knows there's a big wall that's put between black, Mexican. Everybody knows that there's a big wall. And for them couple minutes, we were able to just break that whole wall down and leave it like that.
Well, you know, I'm gonna be honest because, you know, my heart has been hardened in a way that I never thought it could be repaired. You know, this time has really gotten to me in a bad way. And, you know, lately, I've been trying to do everything possible to better myself. And this exercise here, when I participated in it, I told myself I'm gonna put my all into it because you're speaking on humanity. And when I looked into George's eyes, I seen nothing but goodness. You know, and you know, what I saw in him is where I want to find I want that in my life. And you know, we could be hard. Being hard ain't never got me nowhere. So I just want to be I want to get my stuff together. And that's basically it.
Undoubtedly, prisons are a sign of our failure to deal with bigger issues. And until we get to a point in society and within our institutions where race is somewhat diffused as a general issue for everyone, we'll continue to have racial type of incidents. You are paying to keep people locked up in institutions in order to maintain a lifestyle and a comfort zone in your communities. I am really, I'm an old employee that has tried to keep abreast with changing policies, changing directions. The new generation of wardens are going to have a say into that process, but it won't be up to me to do that.
When I woke up this morning, one of the first things that I thought of was, I hope this isn't one of those vivid dreams you have, where you remember everything about the dream, but then when you wake up, it's gone.
And we're leaving Solidar right now, Mommy.
And my mother's birthday is the 20th of this month. I'm gonna get a big red bow and just tie it on and be like, I'm your birthday present.
We work so hard.
I know. Thank you, Mom.
Doing their free stuff. You want crab right?
Let me go out here for a minute. This is my daughter. Okay?
Thank you for keeping your promise.
I told you I would get here.
I'm sorry I look like a bum. I didn't believe it.
You didn't believe it? I told you I would get here. London looked just like you when you was a baby.
I know.
Go ahead, let it out. Let it out.
It's your grandson.
You know who I am? That's Pawpaw.
Papa,
That's Pawpaw. I've always been a part of my family, but I was away from them. And a lot of things that I could have helped my nephews with, things that a boy who grows into a man you can make it easy for him to navigate through.
It's weird, man. It's almost like he's not real. It's like you're an apparition.
Hey, I told her to pinch me. You want to pinch me, make sure I'm here?
That's all right.
Here, let me pinch you, make sure I'm here.
That's how violence starts.
So what now?
Find a job.
Okay.
Find a job. Start working.
What about for the family? Because
That's-
everyone's
That's
like,
gonna be the family
you're like,
thing.
you're like the personal little Jesus Christ of everybody in this family. Everyone's like, when he comes home and on that day, the light will break and the sky will open, and henceforth, the family will be united under the tree and pillar of Moses.
Remember, I've been gone almost 24 years.
I guess everybody made it seem like when you came back, everything would be fine.
We're gonna work on it as a collective.
We'll see.
I think I'm more of the listener
I think you have a lot to learn about your family.
No, I know. Believe me, I know.
And it's like, I think in my head, I built you up as more than a man. It's sort of like, you know, an idol, because as a growing up without that appropriate father figure, I thought to myself, this will be what I need. I remember before you when I was leaving and moving around a lot, you said, can you stay home and look after your grandmother? So when the time came, I eventually did come home. And now the situation is like, now that you're home, I just want to leave again. Yeah.
We're gonna take it one day at a time. All right?
Yeah, for sure, man.
I don't have any family left, and I don't really have any true support other than the people that I've met over the last 24 years in prison. I had cut everybody out of my life so that I didn't have to hurt anybody and nobody would have an opportunity to hurt me. But it's also hurt me in the sense that I'm alone. It's hard. It's like, man, can I do another 2 years? Can I keep it together? Can I program?
As you know, we're searching again, lovely North facility. Today we'll be finishing Shasta B-side. We need to address a couple issues before we get going.
I had a guy not too long ago come up to me. He was telling me, I'm going home Thursday. And he said to me, what do I need to know when I get out? I said, look, this could be your future. This could be the best day that you can have here. I mean, it's a beautiful day. We were staring out, looking over the mountains. And I said, or you can be doing the right thing out there, not sharing peanut butter and jelly sandwich with a broken down lifer that's sitting in here for the last 26 years. You could be sitting in a park with a bunch of kids and your wife, you know, trying to figure out how to make ends meet. Or you could be a big hog right here and sit out in the yard here like this and look at that pretty mountain, that big old fence around it, thinking about, will they accept my phone call? How's everybody doing? Are you still here?
Yeah, I'm waiting for you.
Small your pliers?